Hey guys. So this is it. It's a video. Please help me, everyone. I'm losing my home. Like, like I said, sell the Rolex watches, the gold that you keep showing off about, the car that you claim cost you 20, 30 grand. It's pathetic. Oh, why won't it play?
What's happening, everyone? It's the billionaire gifter.
Really?
Guys, I need to have a chat with you. Okay, this is serious. Today, I've received some posts through, the letterbox. I've opened it, and it's a solicitor.
Really?
The solicitor has been appointed to the position to basically let me know that within 5 weeks, the bank has repossessed the house.
Right.
I'm going to be homeless.
Go get a different
I never
house?
thought I'd ever be saying this to you.
I mean, it's your own fault for falling behind on payments. If this is true. Because I don't know if he shows the letter or not. I haven't seen the full thing. But if he does, he could have printed that out easily. You know, could be fake. But even if it was all true, right? So you're gonna lose the house. Go get a different property. Go rent one. Like everyone else. Like the majority of people.
I have a laugh at you all the time and say I'm rich. I have a laugh at you and say I'm a billionaire. I have a laugh
Exactly.
at you and say I'm the hardest geezer in the world. I don't mind
But you're
making
not.
content and having a good joke about it.
No, yeah, exactly. That's all you're all. A joke. What does he say? He's 20 stone and 7'9" or something. I've seen smaller blokes take down bigger men. Just because you're big and tall doesn't mean you're not going to be able to get knocked out. Like I said, I've seen smaller men take down bigger.
But in real life, we all struggle. 1 minute we're up, next minute we're down. And we can deal with that. We can have a laugh of it. But no one expects to wake up and find they're going to be homeless within a few days.
You know, I remember seeing a video where he was showing off all his gold, his Rolex watches, and he had like 10 grand in cash. And he said he just has it there, like for emergencies. It's always just in his little safe. What happened to it? Like this was when he was showing off. It was only last year. So what have you done with all that money? Where has all that money gone? Or is he full of it? Because he was talking about buying another property. So maybe that's what this is for. Sympathy, so people gift him. I mean, he asked a random stranger to lend him 40 grand to buy a house. So, because he was saying he wants a second property to rent out. So maybe this is what this is. His gift is to buy him a second house so he can make money from it. Because they wouldn't... Would they just send him a letter out and saying, right, look, you've not been paying your mortgage or whatever, we're going to foreclose your house, taking it away from you, in a couple of days you're going to be kicked out? Is that what happens? Because I would think that they would work with you. You know, if you're not able to afford it, they would like give you a new rate or something. Something affordable. Because obviously they wouldn't just want to take a property off someone and try and sell it to recoup the money, because it takes time. Whereas you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So tomorrow he could scratch off a scratch card and become a millionaire. You know what I mean? You would think they would want to work with you. It would make sense that banks would work with you, or council or whatever would work with you so they can recoup that money. You know? But I live with me dad. I don't own property. But for those that are new, I live with me dad because I'm his carer. You know, he's very old and very sick, so I've got to live here to look after him.
A few weeks. I'm scared. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I've lived here 5 years. Blue's lived here his whole life. You know, a few weeks ago, a few months ago, I refused to pay the rent because of my landlord, and she hadn't.
So you don't own it. I thought he owned that house. But if you refuse to pay your rent, then you deserve to be kicked out. I mean, even if it's in winter.
Done fixed any of the damages to the property for 5 years.
Right? That's not an excuse not to pay your rent. You've still got a roof over your head. You've still got heating. So there's a few minor damages. It's not an excuse not to pay your rent. And plus, isn't he on the dole claiming universal credit? Even for a fact, doesn't he brag that he's on the sick? He'll be getting a canny bit because he claims he's a schizophrenic and all this other stuff. So he'll be getting a canny bit out of the taxpayers. Well, what I'm getting at is not only the amount of money that he'll get from the taxpayers, it'll be a canny bit, but doesn't universal credit pay your rent? Or pay the majority of it and you pay so much a month? I know that they do give you something towards your rent. Because I've got friends that are on universal credit. So how's that? Because or do they give him the rent and he's not been given it? Because I know that the landlords can request it to come directly from them and not from him. I wouldn't know because I'm not on universal. I'm just going off from what people have told me. But I do know that I have got a friend where they pay him his rent and then he pays the landlord. But I'm sure that they can request that it gets directly paid from the job centre or wherever it is, DWP. It's just I'm trying to think of some reasons because it doesn't. Something smells wrong, if you get what I mean. It doesn't add up with what he's saying.
She'd let it get run down, and as one or two of the things happened, I'd let her know it as and when. And instead of spending a few £100 on fixing them, she's let it all build up. And
So why not move?
The rent I owed her, and she fell short on her mortgage. She did.
Right.
She took a second mortgage out, one for her house, one for this house, and then she decided to take a third mortgage out, and using that mortgage to fix the damages of the two properties. That was what she was granted it for, and she never did. She kept the money and increased my rent for the mortgage, the third mortgage, from $715 to $890.
That's not bad for a house. I mean, you're lucky you're not paying that a week. Well, in fact, you're lucky you're not paying over £1,000 a week. Because that's what council properties go for. Like the tall rise flats, like the high rises, they're what four 500 and odd pound a week, just for a 1 bedroom. So he's paying that for a house. That's pretty good. But then again, if it's your landlord's fault that she's losing the house, there's really nothing you can do about it, is there? Because the house essentially belongs to the bank. So if she can't pay the mortgage on the house you're living in and the bank's going to take it, then yeah, you have to move. No matter what happens. So you will have to move. So is this what this video is about? Is again asking somebody what? Not to help pay his rent or buy that house. It'll be asking people to buy him a different house. That's what it'll be. Because he wanted 40 grand, didn't he? It's just clicked in my head there. It's 4:15 in the morning. I'm not fully alert yet.
And it was all illegal. It was an illegal. She should never have increased the rent. And she should have used the money from her third mortgage to fix both of the properties, but she didn't. And she fell shy of about £20,000 to the mortgage company.
It's a lot more than
And
shy.
they've repossessed this property. They've repossessed it, and they're saying that she's took a fraudulent mortgage out, and that she shouldn't have upped my rent. So what they've done is they've completely taken the property back off of her.
Right.
They're going to sell it. The bank is going to sell this house.
Well,
They're
they
going to
so they should.
and retrieve all of the money that she still owes on her
Yeah,
mortgage.
that's why they'll
What's
sell
left
it.
she can have.
For a fact,
But it puts
they won't sell it, they'll auction it, won't they? Is that how it works? Because I've heard that the auction houses that have like foreclosed. But I really wouldn't know because I don't get into debt. I really don't. Excuse me. Well,
in a position where I have 5 weeks to raise about £12,000.
thought it was
In
40.
my local area, it's £1,500 a month for rent.
Right.
Everywhere's asking for 6 months rent in up front, and everywhere's asking for, £1,500 to £2,000 deposit if you have a pet.
Yeah, I can understand the deposit. Because, the price has gone up on everything. But I've never, ever, ever heard of any landlord or property owner or whatever asking for 6 months. 6 months in rent. Up front. Never, ever heard of that. So I'm kind of calling bull on that one. It's never heard of before. For in fact, isn't there a limit on how much landlords can ask? Because I know new rules came out since COVID. So don't them laws still apply? This just sounds weird.
So rent for 6 months is £9,000 at £1,500 a month.
Who's got
and
that?
With a £2,000 deposit, including reference fees, we're talking 12.5 grand.
No, I'm definitely calling bull on that. Who would ever ask for? Who's got that much? There's a cost of living crisis. So that I guarantee it, landlords that are asking for that much, then properties are gonna stay sat empty for years until that stops. No one's gonna have that kind of money to move into a new property. Yeah, it can get expensive, but again, not that expensive. Absolutely not.
I now need to try and find that. Not only find that money, but I need to try and do that in the same time that I need to find a new property.
Or look around.
I'm generally asking for your help, guys.
I mean, who says you have to go for these certain properties that, if it's true? If it's actually true that these landlords are asking for that much, why do you have to go with them said landlords? Go elsewhere. Move elsewhere. Look around. There's a guarantee there'll be something cheaper. Something better. There always is. It's just sounding very fishy.
In the 3 years I've been on this app, I've done a lot for people. I've been your friend.
Have you?
I've been there for you. We built communities. We built WhatsApp groups. We've done so much together. Yeah, we have fallen.
You've built communities. I don't think this guy knows what a community is. Because I guarantee you haven't built one.
No. But if you ever needed me and it was serious, I'd be there.
Yeah, now you broke your phone. He could be in debt.
And I've got this letter through the post. It says it's from a solicitor called Dryden's.
I think you broke your phone.
Solicitor. And this is what it says. It says, as you are aware, our client is appointed the receiver of the above mentioned property. Our client has been informed that the mortgage lender requires vacant possession of the property, and unfortunately we are instructed to take steps to terminate the ongoing tenancy to seek possession. You are not at fault. Accordingly, we encourage by way of service upon a notice seeking possession pursuant to Section 8 of the Housing Act 1988. The notice requires the vacant of the property to be later than 4th of April 2024. So they want me to be vacant out the property by the 4th of April. It gives me less than 5 weeks. 5 weeks to find a new home for me and my dog.
Yeah, that's normally true. That's normally right. 5-6 weeks that they give you. But some places also pay you to move. Because if it's not your fault and you have to vacate, don't you usually get some kind of compensation? I know we do. Then this is a council property because these houses are coming down. They're getting bulldozed next year. So we've got until, what was it, March next year to find, like, we're on a priority list to move. So we've got till March next year to move. We'll get a property and we'll get compensation to move. And it's not just a couple of hundred either. It's quite a bit of money to move. Because, you know, we've got to decorate the new property. We've got to get flooring, curtains, blinds, whatever, movers. You know, so they have to help pay for every single thing. And then some. But I know that's like the council, which is the government. But then again, as he said, it's not his fault. So wouldn't they give him some kind of compensation? It's just, I think he's in debt. Of course, we all know these TikTokers are on the bag, right? We know this. So I reckon he's in debt with someone that he's not supposed to be with. And that's what he needs to pay off fast. Because he's bragged about his lifestyle and what he used to do in the past. And it's like all of them. I mean, look at Kevin. He's got 2 brothers that are in prison. And he's now desperate for money. So the way it would work with Kevin is he's desperate to pay off his brother's debt. If you're not noticed in one of his videos, his window was put through. That could have been easily the gangs around his area that have been supplying the bag that his brother owes money to, you know. So it would make sense that he's in debt. Like Beejay. It would make sense. But now he's playing on all this entire... I mean, we would find out in 5-6 weeks' time if he doesn't move. You know what I mean? And then anybody that sends him money have just been done over.
Weeks to find 12 grand. The only way I know to do that
Don't eat him. Find 12 grand.
I won't do it on the beta. I won't do it on box battles. I need my team back, guys.
That's what it'll be.
I need us together as a community one last time. You know, I've done a lot for you guys over the last few.
Nah, that's what he wants. He wants his team back because he did have a good team. Like he was getting a lot of people gifting him, but he won't do it in box battles or dueling. That would be a good way to try and get some money by battling. You know, it's what TikTok's for, but he doesn't. Gets his team back, then that's it. He's rolling back in it. I knew there would have been an agenda.
Yes. You know, whatever you don't like me for, that's, you know, I'm serious. I genuinely need your help, guys. I'm putting my name on the line. I got this letter
Your
as
name?
well.
You know what, BJ? I have got quite a lot of videos to do, so we've heard your plea. We don't need to see any more letters that you've got. I think we're done here. You're annoying me. But yeah, I say don't fall for it. Any sob story that these so-called TikTokers give you, do not believe it. Because they're full of it. Or they will be full of it. Anyway, like I said, I've got a lot more videos to do. I'll catch you in the next one.